Hey there, it's Pete with GCI Turf. Hope you're having a great day today. And there it is. So this right here is going to be the 2020 GCI Turf Bluegrass Blend. That is if it passes the test next year. So in order for it to pass my test or kind of live up to my standard, or if I want to put my name on the bag, we're going to plant it now. Watch it through fall, watch it through winter, see how it germinates, see how it reacts to fertilizer, all kind of cool things to make sure this is going to do well enough before I put my name on a bag of it and try to sell it. The main thing is how it does in the heat next year here in North Carolina. Now talking about heat, let's just call it GCI Turf Blue Heat. Sounds pretty cool, don't it? So hey, if you're new watching, or if you hadn't subscribed yet, be sure you do that, because you'll need to be a subscriber and get on my email list. That's in the description. I've got a humongous Christmas present I'm giving away. It's the biggest thing I've ever given away, just because we've had a good year on YouTube. The count, the video watches and all that kind of stuff has went up like crazy. And I just want to say thank you, and I'm going to give away a very, very nice large prize to someone. But you need to be a subscriber and you need to be on my email list. So look in the description. This right here is the Midnight Bluegrass. Now, why did I leave the Midnight? I left it for an intentional reason, so that we can compare it to the Blue Heat. I was going to plant the individual varieties in the corners, but now that I've got my varieties straightened out, my mix is organized, I'm just going to plant the whole area in the mix. And that way all year in 2020 we have one of the best bluegrasses that's ever been on the market. Midnight, absolutely phenomenal. It's been around forever. It'll probably be around forever, and I want a good way to compare the two against each other. Color, drought resistance, height of cut, how it reacts to fertilizer, herbicides, everything, before I put my name on the bag of that seed. So that's kind of why I'm doing it that way. I know I told you I was going to do it another way, but hopefully that explains things. And by the way, the Midnight has held up. Just look at it. You tell me. You can see here I've got about 3 bags of compost spread out. This is just a basic, I think it's called a landscape rake. It's got a flat edge on one side, teeth on the other. That way I can bite and move bulk of material with this, smooth it out with this. Alright, so we got the compost spread, and I know I said it was going to be a complete DIY, and kind of in a way it is. I showed you this corner right here, dumping it out and raking it out, but I'll just be completely honest with you. The month of September, I've been putting in 80 and 90 hours a week with work and my online business. Just finished up a 38,000 square foot full-blown renovation this morning, and I'm a little tired, just to be honest with you. Whipped is more like it. So I had to cheat a little bit with the top dresser, and I apologize for that, and I ask you to forgive me if you were expecting full-blown DIY, but I'm just a little tired right now, so I had to do it. Sorry. So you can see how that just kind of mixes that all in. Remember my plugger holes that we put in the ground? They're slam full of that compost now. So that's what I mean by physically changing the ground. I'm actually taking that good airy compost and putting it in my dirt. Now to rake it out, I'm just using a basic old leaf rake like that. And I'm not gonna gouge it and rake it. I'm just gonna kind of lightly rake over the top, and look at how that's leveling it up. You can see that's a good level surface now. It's not completely laser graded by no means, but it's good and flat. Once I put my seed down and kind of give it a little light tamp, that'll flatten all that out real good, and I'll be good to go. Now basically all that is a bunch of the dead grass that slit seeder kind of brought up. It's got a little bit of the compost in it, not much, but it's just what I raked up off of the finished product, so I just want to throw that away. Now you got to keep this top secret. This right here is the new GCI Turf seed mixing bucket 3000. Shh, don't tell nobody about this. Kentucky bluegrass is right about 3 pounds per 1,000 for bare ground. So I've got 3 varieties. It's a pound per variety. That'll equal up my 3 pounds for my 1,000 square feet. All right, there's pound number 1 in the seed bucket. There's pound number 2. And there's pound number 3. By the way, this is extremely exciting for me. I'm tired and I'm wore out from the week and I'm exhausted, but I'm also just bubbling inside because it's kind of taking me back, giving me memories when I was testing all the varieties for my tall fescue, and pretty cool. I cannot wait to see this come up. You think that's mixed good enough? Let's mix it a few more times just to be sure. That's what 3 pounds of Kentucky bluegrass looks like right there. I'm gonna call that good. That's mixed up pretty dang good right there. Alright, so here's your little trick with a rake. Any rake will work, like a hard tooth rake or a landscape rake like this. I'm gonna turn it upside down, I'm gonna walk backwards and go up and down really, really fast as I'm going backwards. Alright, so my choice of fertilizer for this renovation is Green Pop. That's the new Greene County starter fertilizer. And basically I've run 100% liquid on this bluegrass all year. I'm putting some RGS in there with it, full rate, and then actually a little bit heavy on a full rate of the Humic 12. Alright, so if I got to tell you, I did have tenacity in there as well, and that's kind of a pre-emergent that you can use it pre or post, whatever you want to use it as. But in this case, I used it as a pre-emergent that I can apply right over top of grass seed, water it in, and it'll help control the weeds during the growing process. Next step, the single most important part. If all my work I've done, you can throw it out the door unless I water it. If you don't have an irrigation system, you have to drag a hose around water. If your yard's too big to do that, you simply have to depend on the atmosphere to provide some rain. If you're not getting rain, pray a little harder. Matter of fact, I need to get on my knees and pray here because we are super dry. It's been a very long time since we've been this dry. So Kentucky bluegrass, typically anywhere from 5 to 20 days on germination. Last year I got it to come up in 5 days. So we'll see what happens this time. What is today? Hang on. Today is Saturday, September 21st. So if you have Instagram, it's at GCI Turf Services. Go on there, follow us on there. I'll show updates and pictures of this and how fast it germinates. Of course, I'll make another video here on YouTube and show you the results. So there you go. I'll tell you, let me say this. I like my equipment. I'm an equipment nut. I could have easily come out here and used the Ventrac or my ABI force, and I could have had this done in an hour. But there's something rewarding about taking handheld equipment or even small equipment and working the ground, and a rake, flattening it out, tamping it, that kind of thing. It's something rewarding about that, you know, and then to see the results of it. So the DIY factor in there is really kicked in today for me, and I cannot wait to see what this looks like. So don't forget, like, subscribe, and share, and tell all your buddies. Be sure you subscribe and get on my email list. You're not going to want to miss that giveaway, I assure you. All right, have a good night. Check you later.